What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today we're back with another team projection. We got the Cleveland Guardians. Let's get into it. What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. I'm Alex, Normal Dog. That's Lewis. Today, we're back with another team prediction. Will be is what we're calling them. Today we got the Cleveland Guardians. I mean, a fun team, to say the very least. Don't know how well they're gonna do. Of course, we're gonna start off last season. They went 80 and 82. They were 13 games back of the White Sox. They came in second place in their division. And this year, they got some expectations for a few players. Nothing too special about this team. I'd say the most special thing being their third baseman. But first, I want to get into the additions of this team. Not much. I mean, Brian Shaw, they re-signed him. He's a relief pitcher. Luke Malley, he's a catcher. They signed him for 1 year. And Tobias Myers, they received in a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Huh.
I mean, not too much. They didn't do too much. They signed a bunch of guys. They picked up Jose Ramirez's team option. So,
yeah, I mean, all in all, looks to be another just a team in baseball that isn't looking to do too much this season. However, for the future, they could be doing something interesting. I mean, they have Jose Ramirez. No one knows if he's going to be on the team by next season or if he will re-sign with them for free agency, if the team will decide to trade him.
Something tells me he'll still be on that team next season. I know he was on the trade block, but I don't know if
I think the asking price is too high.
Yeah, I think they're going to want way too much for him, considering he's, I believe, gone next year anyway. So.
Not to say that he isn't deserving of being traded with a big package, like having a big package in return. But without a doubt, I can imagine that any contending team that thinks Jose Ramirez will put them over is not going to want to pay that ticket price.
Yeah, I mean, you never know because he signed through this year, and then there's a team option for next year also. They picked up that team option. I mean, if they want to trade him, someone's going to get 2 years out of him, or a year and a half, depending on when they actually do trade him.
Yeah, do you think he does get traded at any point before free agency?
Before what?
Before free agency hits on the second year?
I'd say he does. If anything, definitely next year, if not this year. So,
yeah.
If they're going to trade him, they're going to have to be doing like insanely bad at the deadline.
I think it's going to be more of if he wants to re-sign or not. No.
I don't think he'll want to re-sign.
Yeah, I think he'll want to get out of Cleveland very quick.
Yeah, it's hard to see where this team's really going, you know?
Sort of like LeBron.
Yeah, sort of like LeBron. He was in Cleveland, then he wanted out. Maybe he'll come back later in his career.
Yeah, you never know.
Win a championship. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Same page here. But yeah, obviously Jose Ramirez is the big piece on this team. Him along with Shane Bieber, who is their ace, the 2020 Cy Young Award winner. I mean, they got some names, not really enough that I would say this team is gonna do something this year, because I don't really think this team's gonna do something with the teams like the White Sox and the Tigers and the Twins in their same division. I just can't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, you did highlight two guys who are proven in Jose Ramirez and Shane Bieber, but let's not forget about their younger guys. Like, I'm very high on Emmanuel Klosse, and we both are big fans of one of their pitchers, Tristan Mckenzie.
Oh, I love Tristan Mckenzie. I should have wore the TM collection that I have. Big fan. I like him. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he will capitalize on that in the next couple of years.
Yeah, without a doubt, and I feel the same way about Tristan, and I also feel that way about Emmanuel Klosse. I think he's going to have another good season. I think that this is really going to be when we see his arc start to go up. You know, I think he'll have a very good season along with Tristan Mckenzie, and I think they'll become the building blocks of whatever Cleveland decides to do, whether that be completely tanked, they're going to get traded, or if they want to try to win, there will be centerpieces around rebuilding.
Yeah, and if I had to take a guess, I'd say they're more leaning towards rebuilding than actually, or they're kind of in their rebuilding. I don't want to say they are, because obviously they still have a lot of pieces. I mean, they got Ramirez.
They're in a soft reset.
Soft reset, yes. And if things go badly, they could hit the hard reset button and kind of just see what they got with their minor leagues. I mean, some of their prospects, Daniel Espino, overall 50th. Brian Rochico, 58th. They got some people. They got Nolan Jones, who's pretty high up there. I know he's 102nd overall ranked.
But, just out of that top 100 range.
Yeah, but he's 5th in their org, so we'll see. We'll see. They got some pieces down there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, from what we know right now, it doesn't look like they're in line to make any trades, to make any movement at all. They're just going to kind of roll out with this team. And, I mean, if we can get a healthy Shane Bieber back, right, this season, they have Tristan, who we're very high on. I mean, I think that they can not compete, but they're going to be a competent team, unlike some other teams that we have discussed already in the MLB.
Well, do you think they'll have their over-under 78 wins, which I found 77.5 rather wins, which I found interesting. Do you think they'll be higher or lower than that?
I'm gonna say lower, but not by much.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under too. I think 75 is the number around where they'll be. Yeah. I don't see them going
I doubt higher than that. Higher than that, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as I say this with every team, I'd love for them to prove me wrong. I love seeing teams come out of nowhere. That's why I loved the Giants last year. I loved what they did and how they just kind of came out of nowhere with no one expecting it. So, Guardians, go ahead, prove me wrong. Do your thing.
Yeah, please do. I mean, and if you don't and everything is kind of going downhill, I mean, I don't know how much more control they have over Shane Bieber, but I think he would be another guy that every team would look to trade for.
Yeah, I don't know. They have a lot of control over Bieber. I think he came up in 2018, so they still have a good 3 years left on him, maybe somewhere around there.
No, he's after this year.
Free agent in 2023.
Signed through 2022, 1 year, $6 million.
Really? Shane Bieber.
I mean, that's what I'm looking at right here, right? Is that not 2022 contract status? Signed through 2022.
No, free agent 2025.
Oh, that was just a 1 year deal for him. Oh, okay.
That's ARB.
Yeah. Okay. I wish I would say that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no. No, it's fine. But yeah, no. I mean, Bieber is gonna stay there unless they hit a hard reset button, which don't see them doing. Even then, by 2025, they might think that they have a chance.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, Shane Bieber is going to be a pitcher to look out for. I definitely think that he puts them over the edge from pushover team to, we want to really give it our all when playing them, just because Shane Bieber can be such a difference maker.
Yeah. What was that? So I want to talk about another pitcher that they have, a closer actually, Emmanuel Klosse, who is pretty incredible, honestly. He came out last year, and he was electric. I mean, 1.29 ERA in 71 games, which for a reliever is incredible. He finished 51 games. He had 24 saves, just under 69.2 innings pitched. Nice. And yeah, I mean, he was electric. My question is, do you think he'll have over or under 40 saves? Because he will be in every single late game situation they have. I mean, he's like their go-to guy. Their bullpen doesn't really have any other closing pitchers, and he will be their closer this year.
James Karinchak.
But he's injured, and he's really kind of more of their setup guy from what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, over under 40 saves.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go under.
All right, I'm gonna go over just because I think I'm high on this guy, and I love his stuff. He's one of the best pitchers in the game. Period.
Yeah, he definitely. I would love for him to prove me wrong. He can definitely get it done. But it just depends on how well he's able to locate his pitches throughout the long season.
Yeah,
because he is mostly a powerhouse pitcher.
Yeah, to give you a little reference, the saves leader in the American League for 2020 was Liam Hendricks, or 2021 rather, was Liam Hendricks, and he had 38. And then the saves leader in last year for the NL was Mark Melancon, and he had 39. So he would have to be up there, very high up there in saves.
But he could
it would be 39.5 saves.
And I don't really think it depends much on Klosse's pitching. I think it more depends on the Cleveland offense and if they're able to produce for the late game situations that Emmanuel Klosse does thrive in.
Yeah, no, they would have to produce for him to even get those chances, like you said. And I do think that this lineup, I mean, Miles Straw, Ahmed Rosario, Jose Ramirez, Franmil Reyes, those four alone can produce runs by themselves in the first inning of any game.
Yeah, they could set the tone for an entire game of Cleveland Guardians dominance on the offensive side of the ball, which would be interesting to see. However, some of the better pitchers in the American League and in the National League, if they're able to shut them down early, I feel like those are the type of guys to not really want to try to bounce back midway through the game.
I feel like Jose Ramirez might because he's one of those. He just he plays as hard as he possibly can every day, and some of these other guys kind of want to prove themselves. I mean, they got Josh Naylor. We know how good he was before he got injured. He was doing really well. Andres Jimenez was playing well last season, at least not terrible. Austin Hedges was also playing not terrible last season. They have guys that want to prove themselves, and I think that they will be going out there every day trying to win every single game.
Yeah, of course. I mean, every player's made it to the MLB level, so they obviously want to win. I just think the opportunity will be determined in those first few innings. Obviously, I think you're in the right of saying that Jose Ramirez might be the outlier there. Yeah. But I think that obviously they're not contending for a championship as they once were in 2016. So we'll see what happens with them. But I would love for them to prove me wrong again. Please do.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, exciting baseball is the most fun kind of baseball to watch.
No matter what.
I'm trying to... The rest of their rotation... Well, we're kind of skipping around here, but the rest of their rotation, Cal Quantrill, Zach Plesac, Aaron Savali, Tristan McKenzie, all righties in their rotation, which is interesting. They don't have any really pitchers injured besides Karinchak. I mean, it's a solid rotation. It really is. It's a really good rotation. I mean, you got Bieber, who we know has Cy Young stuff. Quantrill can be really good. Zach Plesac was really good last year. Savali was really good last year. And Tristan McKenzie also has the potential to be a very dominant starter.
And, I mean, he showed flashes of it last year. He threw damn near a perfect game. 8 innings with perfection going. Sadly, it was broken up, but he can do it.
Perfection or no hit?
I think it was perfection.
I
think it was
no
like
hit.
23 straight batters or something like that. But still, even if it was just a no-hitter, I mean, not every guy can do that.
Yeah.
So Tristan McKenzie is a pitcher to look out for, especially in the AL Central, where it's either very hit or very miss. When it comes to the batter stepping into the box, there's no guy like on our Yankees, like Gleyber Torres, that he could be having a bad game, but could really just hit that one homer off you type of deal.
Yeah. And I just looked it up. Tristan McKenzie had 7.2 perfect innings.
Yeah.
And before giving it up, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
I'd love to see him do that every start.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him finish it out.
Yeah, that would be even better.
I'm rooting for it. Tristan, we're rooting for you.
Yes.
I know you're not seeing this, but we're rooting for you.
I know you're seeing my part, though. It's cut off like right about here for him.
What?
Well, Tristan, we're rooting for you. No matter what.
What does that even mean?
Well, you said I know he's not seeing this. Yeah, he's not looking at your side of the screen. He's looking at my side of the screen. You don't think that he's
okay? So yeah, like we were saying, their hitting last year wasn't good. They had the third best. They were the third best in stolen bases last year, which is interesting to me. Pretty cool. Obviously, Jose Ramirez was a big part of that. That man is a 5-tool player. The offense runs through him. He's really good at defense, does everything he needs to do. But they were 22nd in average, 27th in on-base percentage, 21st in OPS. They got to get those numbers up. Their starting pitching numbers, while they did have starting pitchers, they were also out Bieber the entire season. So not great rankings in the starting pitching numbers. Their relief pitching was pretty good, though.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. They can keep that up. finish out games when they're actually winning. And yeah,
No reason as to why
throwing
they
the pens
can't win.
everywhere. Throwing pens everywhere. Oh my goodness, I'm getting old. But yeah, that we'll finish out with some over unders, but for the most part, that's
the Cleveland Guardians of 2022.
your new Cleveland Guardians. So my next over under is going to be Jose Ramirez. Over under an 899 OPS. So do you think he'll hit 100? I mean 900.
900 or higher. That is a good number. Let's see. What did he do last year? Last year he did 893. You know what? Give me the over. Love to see Jose Ramirez put on a better show, better performance than he did last year.
All right, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like the over. What about you?
So I'm gonna take the over as well. I think he's gonna go off this year, and I'm really hoping to see it. I'm really excited to see it as well.
Yeah.
He's been an MVP candidate pretty much every year.
Yeah, it would be amazing if he was able to pull away with one, but
It would be cool. It would be nice. So here we go. I have this last one. Before we get to the rounded out end it. Tristan Mckenzie. We were talking about him. We love him. We love Tristan. We talked about how he went deep in games, and hopefully he can continue to go deep in games in 2022. Do you think he'll have... This year, he had 24 games started and 120 innings pitched. Do you think this year he can reach 165.1 innings pitched? Over or under?
over.
Over.
Yeah, I think he could do it. I mean, depending on how the season looks, if the Guardians even want to be cautious and sit Shane Bieber for a little bit of this, towards the end of the season, he could get an extra start or two. It just all depends on what he's doing. I mean, even if just Tristan can be healthy, which knock on wood he does, I think he'll be A-okay to go soaring over that.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see how he fares and if he can... Because obviously he missed, 5-6 starts, so that's another 5. We can even go with 25 innings pitched, so that's 145-ish. So if he can have a couple... And he had a couple bad starts. It's definitely possible. I'm taking the over, too, just because I don't want to take the under on Tristan.
Yeah, that's impossible.
That's pretty much the only reason.
I think that's actually the 11th one of the sins of life is taking the under on Tristan Mckenzie.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't doubt it. And then finally, to round this whole will be out, team MVP for this team in 2022. Who do you got?
I'll let you go first.
Oh, God. I'm going to go... it's tough. I'm going to go with... I'm gonna go with Bieber. I think he's gonna have a nice bounce back year. I think he's gonna have another Cy Young type year. He showed us he could do it, and in his first couple starts in 2021, he was breaking some strikeout records. I mean, 2021 he only pitched 16 games before getting injured. He had a 3.17 ERA, but some of those games he was pitching while injured, so keep that in mind. 96.2 innings pitched, 134 strikeouts in 16 games. So that's half the season. He would have ended with 260 strikeouts, which is insanely good.
Not too bad.
Insanely good. And yeah, so I think he's going to be very valuable for them. I think he's going to be huge in winning games. I think when he goes out there, it'll be like, all right, at least we know we got this one,
Yeah, I agree. For my MVP, I'm going to go with a little bit of the sleeper here. I'm going to go with Emmanuel Rosario.
Okay.
I'm very high on him. I think he's just going to have another good season. And he's a young guy. He's only 25, 26 years old. So the projection could just go up from here. I could see him having a good season.
But is good enough for...
Well, I didn't want to match
MVP.
I didn't want to match your pick. I had a feeling that you would go with Shane Bieber, and that would be my number one. But I want to be different and take Emmanuel Rosario.
Batted .282 last year in how many games? 141 games. Batted .282, 731 OPS. 13 steals, 11 homers, 25 doubles. I mean, good numbers.
Yeah, good numbers, obviously.
I don't know if I
He
see him
needs to take
taking
a
that
jump.
though. I don't know if I see him taking that
I
jump.
think he could. And that's why it's
I'm
my
not
team
saying
MVP.
I'm not saying he couldn't, but I don't know if I see that happening. But I respect the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if Milo were here, he would probably go with Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, if Milo is here. Milo loves himself some Jose Ramirez.
Hard not to.
It's hard not to. He's a fun player. Interested to see just how good he does do this year. But I think that should do it, honestly, for the Cleveland Guardians. First year with the new name. They got to live up to some hype at least. At least win on opening day.
That would be fun. Yeah, on opening day.
Even if not, win on their stadium's opening day, and I don't know if they start at home or not. I don't think they do. But yeah, they got to win.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Win, win, win. That's the name of the game.
And yeah, that should be it for this Cleveland Guardians episode of our Will Be team projections. And that'll do it. We'll see you next time. Peace. Okay, and we still got the ghetto set up, so now I'm going. Peace.